If you're thinking about moving to Tampa Bay, chances are you've heard things like Florida is affordable and there's no state income tax. And while both of those things are true, there's another side of the story that doesn't always get talked about. What it actually costs to live here month to month and year to year, especially if you plan on owning a home. Now, today I'm actually breaking down the 5 most expensive cost of living categories that you need to understand before moving to the Tampa Bay area. 2 of these things catch almost every buyer off guard, even people who've actually owned homes in other states. Now, I'm also going to show you my own personal property taxes and homeowners insurance expenses so you can get a real feel for what your 2 biggest expenses look like. So let's get to it. Number 1, housing costs. Housing is the foundation of your costs for living here in Tampa Bay. And in Tampa Bay, prices vary widely depending on the following. Number 1, proximity to water. The golden rule in real estate is that the closer you are to the water, the higher your property value. And the stats actually support that rule. On average, properties that are non-water frontage homes sell for 47% less than those that are on direct waterfront. New construction versus resale. What might be a little surprising to you is that the average new construction home in Tampa Bay is about $470,000. The average price of a resale home is roughly $458,000. However, many new construction homes, especially those located in new subdivisions, have fees attached to them, which is what we'll talk about next. HOA or CDD communities. Homeowners Association and community district development fees are paid by the residential members of a community to pay for the resort-style extras like pools, fitness centers, managed security, playgrounds, and clubhouses. CDD fees are paid towards the infrastructure of a community during its development phase. CDD fees can range from about $1,700 to $3,500 annually, and HOA fees can range from about $70 to over $400, depending on the level of amenities offered by that community. Flood zone designation. Now, obviously, if you're in a flood zone, your insurance costs will reflect that, and they'll be higher. We'll discuss that a little bit more in detail in the next segment. A home near the coast or downtown Tampa may cost significantly more than something inland in the suburban areas like Riverview, Wesley Chapel, or Newport Richey. But the purchase price is only one part of the equation. Your monthly housing costs includes your monthly mortgage, homeowners insurance, property taxes, and your HOA or CDD fees. Now, this is where buyers underestimate the true monthly payment. To help you get a better idea of what your 2 biggest expenses are, I want to show you our personal property tax bill and our homeowners insurance bill. Now, we purchased a home here in the Trinity, Florida area, which is in Pasco County, back in April of 2013. Now, our home is 2 stories. It's a 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath. It's 3,216 square feet. And that year, our property taxes were about $1,800. Our homeowner's insurance bill at that time was about $2,300. Now, let's take a look at what the numbers look like today. All right, guys, so this is my tax bill from 2025, just to give you an idea of what property taxes look like. This is what your property tax, this is an example of what your property tax bill would look like. So here you can see it separates everything into categories. It shows what your taxes contribute to. So you have your county commission, your school operating state law, school capital outlay. It goes on through down into your county municipal service, county parks and roads, and then it separates it out. And here you can see the tax exemption. So because we have a tax exemption status, this is our homestead. This is our primary home. So we get the discount, the $50,000 discount here. And you can see right here, if you pay your taxes a little bit earlier in the year, here in the state of Florida, we pay our taxes in arrears. So you pay your taxes for 2025 starting in either November, December, January, February, or March. And you see that if you pay them early, here, which we pay ours early, November 30th, we paid $4,929.84. But if you wait until the last possible date, March 31st, 1st, we would have paid $5,135.25. So this is an example. Now, when we first moved here, we closed on our home in April of 2013. Our tax bill was much, much lower. I go over those numbers in the video. Hopefully this gives you a good idea. And let's move on and take a look at our homeowners insurance so you can take a look at those numbers. Okay, guys, so here is a copy of our invoice from our homeowners insurance. So as you can see here, this was our payment here for the year. So it's just about $42.59.75 is the exact figure, and that's what we paid last. Well, that would be 2025, so last year, and that's about what we expected to pay. Again, we have a 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath home. It's a little over 3,000 square feet. It's 2 levels, and we don't live on a body of water. So our insurance, and we do shop around for our insurance. We use an insurance broker, which obviously I can refer you to if you need help finding a great homeowners insurance provider. And this is really one of the better quotes that we got. We got some that were a little lower, a few that were a little higher. The ones that were lower, we just didn't feel like it gave us the quality that we needed in terms of the core coverage. So this is what you can expect, and this is the norm for this area. Again, I have a great insurance broker that can find a great rate for you that might be a little cheaper depending on your needs. So I'd love to help you with your insurance needs, or get you to someone who can help you with your insurance needs if you need it. Okay, so I hope that gave you a little bit of insight into what it might cost for you to live here in Tampa Bay. Now, let's talk a little bit more about the homeowners insurance piece. Homeowners insurance in Tampa Bay is heavily influenced by these 5 elements: the age of your roof, your construction type, wind mitigation, your distance to the coast, and the flood zone that you might be in. Now, it's not uncommon for insurance premiums to range anywhere from about $2,000 to about $8,000 per year, depending on your home. Older roofs, outdated electrical systems, or homes closer to the water can push premiums much, much higher, or make coverage harder to obtain. Now, this is why insurance quotes should never be an afterthought. They should be a part of your actual buying strategy from day one. Okay, so a quick pause here. Because this is super, super important, if you're thinking about moving to the Tampa Bay area and want a realistic monthly cost breakdown, not just, a home price, reach out to me directly. Now, I work with a group of professionals that can provide you with insurance quotes. And if there is a certain community that you have your eyes on, but you want to know kind of what your monthly costs are and would be to live in that area, reach out to me. I'll research that information for you so you don't have to guess what your expenses would be. I help you compare the following: insurance costs, property taxes, HOA and CDD fees, new construction versus resale expenses. The point here is no surprises. Better you know now so that we can formulate a plan. You can call, text, email, or schedule a Zoom call with me anytime. Next up, let's talk property taxes. Now, just remember, Florida does not have state income tax, but property taxes actually help balance that out. In Tampa Bay, property taxes are based on 3 basic things. Number 1, assessed value. This is your home's taxable value, not to be confused with market value. The assessed value is a dollar amount determined by the local government tax assessors to calculate property taxes. And this is usually determined by square footage, location, and to some extent, recent sales of similar properties in the same area. Now, county and city millage rates. This is represented by $1 in tax per every $1,000 in assessed property value. Now, millage rates in Tampa Bay range from 16 mils to about 21 mils. Whether the property is homesteaded is super important. When you close on a new home here in Tampa Bay, if you plan to reside in your home for longer than 6 months per year, you can actually choose to homestead it, making it your primary residence. Now, this reduces your home's assessed value by up to $50,000. It also caps your annual assessment increase to a maximum of 3%. Now, this is called the Save Our Homes cap. Now, if you're moving here from out of state, your first year's taxes are often higher until you file for your Florida homestead exemption. This can actually significantly reduce your long-term tax bill. Now, taxes can vary dramatically from one neighborhood to another, even for similar priced homes. So this is another area where buyers need hyper-local guidance, and we're here to help. That's what my team and I are here for. So before we move on, this is a really important point. that I want to make super, super clear. Relocating to Tampa Bay isn't something you just want to do based on assumptions alone. It takes strategic planning and, more importantly, a full understanding of what your real costs are going to be once you live here. Not just the purchase price of a home. Your housing payment, your insurance, property taxes, utilities, and commuting costs. All of these expenses directly affect your day-to-day lifestyle. And the key is actually being prepared ahead of time, so you're not surprised once those bills start rolling in after you've already moved into your new home. This is exactly where working with a new professional makes sense and makes all the difference. If you're planning to relocate to Tampa in the next 9 days, 9 weeks, or 9 months, whether you're moving from across the world, across the state, or maybe just across town, our team is standing by to make sure that your move is everything you want it to be and more. If you want a clear picture of what your real estate costs look like before you move, reach out to me anytime. I'll be happy to walk you through the numbers so that you can make a confident and informed decision. All right, so let's keep it moving. Next up, utilities and energy costs. Now, Florida's heat during the late spring and almost every day of the summer is absolutely real, and it impacts your budget. Your biggest utility expense will almost always be power, electricity. Remember, older homes with less insulation and more outdated HVAC systems can cost far more to cool in the summer. So there are a few other utilities to factor in, like your water and sewer, your trash, your internet and cable. And please remember, newer construction homes tend to be more energy efficient, which can lower your monthly utility costs. But sometimes they come with HOA and CDD fees that are trade-offs, and those must be considered. Okay, so next up, transportation and commuting. Now, Tampa Bay is largely a car-dependent metro area. Now, transportation costs include your fuel, your insurance, and your road tolls. Now, you're not forced to use the road toll system here, but it will save you tons of time as you navigate around the Bay Area. Now, living closer to work, schools, and major highways can dramatically reduce your commuting stress and cost. And this is why choosing the right location really matters as much as it does about the house that you choose itself. If you live downtown, you'll be within 20 minutes of just about everything except the beaches. So if you choose a suburb outside of the central Tampa area, you could actually be an hour or more away from major attractions such as Tampa International Airport and Raymond James Stadium, where the Tampa Buccaneers play. All right, next up, so let's talk resources for cost of living research. Now, if you want to take a slightly deeper dive into the data, here are two reliable resources that my clients often use for that research. You have numbeo.com, if I'm pronouncing it correctly, and it's great for high-level and cost of living comparisons between Tampa Bay and other cities. You also have bestplaces.net, which is helpful to determine your utilities, taxes, transportation, and lifestyle cost breakdowns. Now, these tools will give you context, but there's no replacement for local real estate expertise. All right, so as we wrap up, here's what I want you to take away from this video. Moving to the Tampa Bay area is a big decision. It's a huge decision. And doing it right comes down to preparation. Now, when you understand your true costs up front, not just the home price, but the insurance, the property tax, the utilities, the lifestyle expenses, you put yourself in control to make the move instead of reacting to the surprises after the fact. If you're planning to relocate to the Tampa area in the next 9 days, 9 weeks, or 9 months, whether you're coming from across the world, outside the state, or maybe just across town, I'd love the opportunity to help you plan your move the right way. The best next step is very simple. Go into the description below where you'll find my contact information. You can call or text me directly, send an email, or better yet, click the link to schedule a Zoom call at a time that works best for you. Now, on that call, we'll talk through your relocation plans, your requirements, your budget, and your timeline so that you can move forward with clarity and confidence. Now, if this video helped you, make sure you like it, subscribe to the channel, and drop any questions you might have in the comments. I read all of my comments, each and every one, and I will respond. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. And remember, home is Tampa Bay.